So hopefully someone will find this helpful. We talked about in the thread applying access control list. There are two types. There's routed and VLAN. So RACL and VACL. We're going to do a RACL, which is more common. And that is going to be controlling access between subnets. And then VACLs control communications between MAC addresses on the same subnet. So I'll grab a switch here, power it up. We're going to set up like 3 VLANs. While that's going, we'll drag a couple devices out here. And actually, I'm going to wait on that because I want you to see that VLANs don't come up until we have something plugged into them. Say no. Call homes router, switch router. And right in case I fat finger something, it won't go out and try to resolve it by host name and hang us up. We'll give this a name, call it audio equip. VLAN 3, we'll name this compute. VLAN 3, name IoT, so it could be security cameras, stuff like that. We got the VLAN set up, those are layer 2. Now we need to park an interface in those VLANs so we can do the VLAN routing. I did VLAN 3 twice. Hold on a second. Let's go VLAN 3, name compute. VLAN 4, name IoT. Turn on IP routing. So we need to take it from a strictly layer 2 to adding layer 3 services. All right, we'll do show IP int brief, and that should show us our 3 VLANs. Do show VLAN. See if that returns anything. It does. So we have our 3 VLANs: audio equip, compute, and IoT. Now if I do show IP route, we have nothing in the table because even though we have a VLAN and we have these interfaces, we are still in a down state. These don't come up and start responding until something's plugged into the VLAN. Okay, we're going to 2, 3, and 4. And when we go back to the switch, it should tell us that the VLAN has come up. Okay, and let's exit, do show IP route. All right, we got 3 connected routes. Give this a second. All right, that first part where we timed out is just ARP, gratuitous ARP going out, finding that gateway, and then the gateway figuring out where this other host is and making all that work. All right, so what we want to do is prevent this guy from pinging these two. So we're going to go into the router. We're going to go and we can do extended, give it a name, and we will say prevent audio. And we can do a deny. We're going to deny IP. To any destination. That's it. And then we're going to do a permit any. Let's see, permit IP any. And the reason for the permit any at the end is because there's an implicit deny that you're not seeing, and we will deny this traffic. We will hit the next rule, which is deny everything, and then nothing gets through. So right now we're just denying anything from this IP subnet, and then we're permitting anything else. We're going to go to int vlan 3. Hold on one second, I had to go up and copy that name just to make sure it gets typed in correctly, because if it's not correct, it won't work. We have 2 options. We have out and in. We're going to place it outbound because it's prevented from going back out of that VLAN interface. And let's see if this stops. And we get an unreachable. And we had 4 matches. If I go to this PC over here, IP config, and this wouldn't prevent traffic from this VLAN number 2 from getting out to the internet. And for that, we would just simply need to make sure that we had an IP default maybe this, yep, IP default gateway, and then maybe our gateway is something like that. So hopefully you just see how that access list works, and that it did prevent any IP traffic. You could also do a deny UDP. You could deny any of those protocols and build out that list. And then, if you ever need to make exceptions, and you got to start figuring out the order of your access list to make sure that the exceptions match and then everything else is blocked. That's it. Hopefully this helps.